So, yeah, um, was able to hit the go button. All right, so I think we can finally start. So, you ready, Caitlin?
Yep.
All right, so hey everybody, Bloodman Bobby here with Cosplayer Caitlyn Heinrichs. We are here doing a Halloween stream as Lilith and Bloodman Marco. So how are
Woo.
you doing this evening, Caitlyn?
I'm doing good. I literally just got off of work at 8:30.
Yeah, and you actually
I went
went
to
to work dressed up as Lilith, right?
and I actually got recognized by a coworker and another person. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. It's always fun when to get recognized in the costumes. Well, I just noticed that my microphone was tilted kind of out of the way, but yeah, it's all good. So yeah, you could see here I'm just as Blood Moon Marco, the cosplay that my sister made. It's really the cosplay that in a way kind of started this YouTube channel and sort of sent me on this journey. It's kind of weird because like this year for my channel icon, I wanted to go with the Pokemon trainer from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Are you familiar with the male trainer from the Diamond and Pearl games, Caitlin?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, so I would say yeah that specific character design is one of my favorites because I like how the character looks with like he wears like a red beret and like a vest. So that was my personal favorite look of the Pokemon trainers. Yeah, so unfortunately I was kind of too busy to get such a cosplay made, so I went with kind of my plan B, which is Blood Moon Marco. So I think when we had our last discussion with Gabby, you briefly talked about your Lilith cosplay. You want to like quickly go over like the process of how you made it?
So most of the supplies I actually gathered off of Amazon. Like the wig, the white hair extension. But recently I've actually been making a ton of upgrades to Lilith because she's probably going to be one of my more permanent characters alongside Star.
Yeah.
So, Star has gone through some major upgrades as well recently. I actually made a dress for Star recently. And I made that dress from scratch, and I actually plan on taking it to LA Comic Con and Anime Pasadena. So,
Woo!
and I'm gonna be there all 3 days, and then all 2 days for all 3 days for LA Comic Con, and then both of the days for Anime Pasadena. Um, but recently I got a 3D printer. So that's how this thing is like really symmetrical. This is 3D printed, made into a silicone mold, casted out of resin, and then has a top coat thing on it. Um, Recently I actually got nicer boots for Lilith. They literally just came in yesterday.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah. Because I actually on the I want to say voice actor is actually going to be in Burbank doing a signing, so I'm actually going to go see if I can't meet her as Lilith. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. So the version of the star dress you have behind you, that's is that
that's
a
my older one.
oh that's the older one. Okay.
Yeah, the older one is right there. The newer one, my room's a mess, or else I'd show it. I have a picture of it on my phone. Let's see if I can. I've yet to put it in my cosplay folder that I have because I went to con in it. So there's my newer dress for Star.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and so now the trim is all stars. Along the skirt is a whole bunch of butterflies, and then there's a big butterfly in the front that actually represents the well pays a tribute to her butterfly form.
Oh, I
So,
see.
really quick.
Okay. So yeah,
So
anybody else in
Lilith
the chat?
actually got Lilith got a pretty big upgrade recently. I actually have.
Her
Uh,
staff.
I actually have her staff now.
Yeah, that's cool. I think I've seen that you've posted before.
It lights up.
Yeah, I see. That's awesome. So like you got
Yeah.
blue and orange there.
Yeah. I mainly have it on the blue setting though, but I gotta figure out how to diffuse the light through the eyes better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Like, it's just I need to save up a little money. But I actually have a job now, so that actually kind of helps.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I could relate to myself. It really helps. In my case, especially with like camera and computer equipment, it really helps.
Yeah,
So,
now that I have a bigger, somewhat bigger cosplay budget now, I mean, now I'm actually going to be able to afford a car, which is nice, instead of having to commute through travel services to get to work.
mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so a lot of big things are coming. I'll be able to commute myself to con instead of relying on others.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah,
So, yeah, so you have been I know you've been posting, but you have been going back to cons lately. Are there lots of people there?
there was a lot of people at Animanga, which was the most recent con I went to.
Mm-hmm.
Which that was held at the Ontario Convention Center.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because yeah, so the con was just really disorganized, which is really sad. Because I personally have never been to Animanga before, so so this is my first time going, and so Friday was okay. Everybody had to pick up their badges and stuff like that. Saturday was a little ridiculous only because they had people waiting 4+ hours in line outside in the heat
Ooh.
in August.
Yeah, was it hot
And
that day?
so, yeah, it was really hot. And so they had 3 people pass out of heat stroke.
Oh God.
Yeah. And then so Friday was okay. Saturday was ridiculous. Sunday, online, and they actually ended up having 2 entrances open instead of one. They had instead of having you go through like the big metal detectors, they ended up just using metal detecting wands in order to um in order to be able to push the lines
Mm-hmm.
better. Um, and then they actually had a waiting room for EMTs. So, just in case if anything happened with anybody in the heat, because the con was being sneaky, or the convention center was being sneaky, and so they had an agreement with the food trucks to not sell water. So that's why people were passing out of heat stroke and dehydration. And my friend
Jeez.
actually went through her water bottle twice, and she has a pretty big water bottle. She went through it twice before we actually made it inside of the con, and they were selling $6 bottles of water inside the convention.
Yeah, that sounds kind of pricey. Especially imagine like were the ones who unfortunately got heat stroke were they in like costume? Because I know because like yeah, I know I've been through. I mean, I haven't gotten heat stroke at a convention, but I know from wearing something like this, it's not exactly like friendly to really hot weather.
So she was wearing a full body suit, and she was not doing so hot that day. And then I was Charlie, and so I was wearing, well, for like half of the time I was wearing the red blazer. Um, but I was able to actually able to take the red blazer off because I had the underlayer on. Well, my friend couldn't do that, so she was just really hot, and so we were trying to swap positions in the shade while someone else waited in line. And so, I mean, overall, it was pretty fun. I got to meet some pretty cool voice actors like Keith Silverstein. He's the voice of Goheen from Beastars. He's in Genshin Impact. He's Zhongli.
Uh-huh.
Um, I thought I met another voice actor, but the voice actors that they had there were great. Everyone was really, really sweet. And so it was nice to be able to go to a convention.
Hopefully that should solve the problem. People in the chat, if anything, very unpredictable sometimes. It's weird because sometimes, like, I mean, lowering the bitrate usually helps. But I've had streams where sometimes the speed could be really inconsistent, and then others, like I think the last one I did personally, I had zero issues. So I think this is about the best that I could do on my end. Caitlin, how's it going on your end?
So far, so good. Um, let's just hope it stays like this.
Yeah, so
But yeah, so right now I'm connected to mobile hotspot, so it should be better. And I have unlimited mobile hotspot, so we're good.
okay. Yeah, so I noticed that Nick said, "Oh, wait, it's fixed now." So, yeah, so anybody out there who wants to use the streaming software OBS, which I forget what it stands for. I think it's Open Broadcaster Software. Um I don't know if you do a lot of like well, actually wait, you do like some drawing and illustration work, right, Caitlin?
Just a little bit, but not as much as I used to.
I see. So yeah, because I often say that this streaming software I use OBS, it's kind of like the Photoshop of the streaming software world, where it's like everybody uses it, and when it works, it's fine, but when it doesn't work, it kind of just drives me crazy. So I mean, I don't know. Do you kind of relate to that feeling of having to use like a certain computer program where it's like the standard, but when it doesn't work, it can be really like it really just tries at the patience.
Yeah, that can happen a lot with some drawing softwares I tried using on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
That and the frustrating frustration of 3D modeling.
Yeah, which I yeah, I think I could see why. So, but yeah, I mean, just didn't want to make too much. I think I see Chris in the chat.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing, Chris? Did you dress up for Halloween? Nick is asking you if you do live streams or if you have a YouTube channel.
I need to. I'm gonna like restart my YouTube channel. I might start doing like how to cosplay videos. Like cosplay 101 or whatever. But I haven't started that yet. So I'm gonna. It's probably gonna be strictly the Disney cat. I just need to I just need to make an account for it. So.
Okay. I did include, as promised, I did include a link to your Instagram where you post updates of your cosplays. We did do an
Thank you.
Instagram live, like, sort of chat once, but that's where you can find Caitlin down below in the description, Nick, if you want to follow. Uh, oh yeah, Chris said, and I haven't, but I can at least put on the hoodie and pretend. You know, funny thing, Caitlin, last year, the company I worked at did a Halloween, like, costume contest where I dressed up as Emperor Bellos that year. Also, cosplay made by my sister. And this year, I think they were too busy to do it. So what I ended up doing that workday was I just wore like an Animal Crossing shirt. Like, you know, one of the like, are you familiar with Animal Crossing?
Yes, I'm very familiar with Animal Crossing, and I'm excited for the update.
Yeah, me too.
Updates
Especially,
are to come to New Horizons.
yeah, the update with Brewster. So, I think it was last Friday. What I ended up doing, I sort of did a like sort of Halloween costume where I wore this blue like Animal Crossing shirt. Have you ever played the GameCube version of that game?
No.
Yeah, because in that game, the one of the first things your character has to do is work for Tom Nook. So the character goes around wearing this blue shirt with the Animal Crossing leaf, like it's the work uniform, and they have
In
to.
in I personally had Wild World,
Uh huh.
and so like I've had Wild World and up. So I had Wild World because didn't it go Animal Crossing City Folk, then Wild World, then New Leaf?
It was Wild
I could be
World,
wrong.
City Folk, and then New Leaf.
Okay. So I had Wild World. I didn't have City Folk. Um Actually I still have a copy of Wild World, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um but in Wild World, one of the tasks was delivering stuff to your villagers that are on your island, and so you had to wear it's a blue shirt, and I think it's got the leaf on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Nick said, "Hey, yes, Wild World, my childhood," and I also had Wild World 2. I think the thing I remember most from that game was that was the one that introduced Brewster, and also I think it was
mm-hmm.
Blathers. Was it the sister?
Celeste, yeah, she is
Celeste. Yeah,
introduced.
yeah, to make the constellations. The one thing
I
I was never able to do is apparently in Wild World the character Captain goes around in like literally a UFO, and you could shoot him down with a
That only
slingshot.
happened at a specific as far as I remember, is like a specific time, and if you saw it happen, you only had like one chance to do it.
Yeah.
And I remember coming across it a couple times, but I ended up not doing it on time. So there between I didn't have a slingshot on me, or I had a slingshot. I just had went inside of my house, and I'm like, oh shoot! So I went back outside, and it was gone.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because I think for me, because I know I've had a few opportunities to try to get that UFO, but I think back then my slingshot aiming skills were not very good, so I feel like that's the only reason I could think of as far as why I never got one. I was able to get like the presents like from um generally the other Animal Crossing games, but never the UFO. I'm so tempted to like go on YouTube and like search up like gameplay where somebody did shoot down the UFO, but I still want to give myself that like kind of chance to like genuinely surprise myself rather than just say, "Oh, screw it, I'll just go on YouTube and find somebody else's gameplay," you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I liked the mechanic of, instead of having to uh, get all of the fossils and stuff like that, like in New Horizons, um, to get the golden shovel. In Wild World, all you had to do was bury your shovel for a couple weeks, and then it came out as a golden shovel.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that it almost seems like in the later games they tried to make it more challenging as far as how to get like the golden items. And funny thing, in New Horizons, it was the first time my first golden item wasn't a shovel, it was actually the watering can, which thanks to a tip from my friend Ross, he taught me this tip where in order to get like a 5-star rating on your island, you could basically just put like fish all over the beach, like in the tanks. And apparently Isabel will say, "Yeah, that's excellent," and that's how I got the golden watering can.
I'll probably have to try that out because I currently have I think I've been stuck at like a 4-star island. I think it's at 3 stars now because I recently started cleaning up for the update.
Uh
Because I
huh.
don't want to reset because I like the way my island's laid out.
Right.
But everybody is saying this is like the prime time to uh to reset your island because of all the things that are happening. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but I like the layout of my island. I'm used to it, and I actually have something going on where I um I upload a picture of my characters to a 3DS QR code maker thingy,
Mm-hmm.
and so I scan it through the Nintendo app, the Nintendo Switch app, and then I boot it into the Switch, and so I have every single. It's on like a little stepping stone thingy. I have a little picture of every single villager that's been to my island,
Uh-huh. Oh, wow.
which is like over 20 now, including like a little custom picture of my villager, my sister's villager, and my brother's villager because they don't have Switches yet. So, but they don't really play on my Switch. So
I see. But that's so cool. I didn't know about that. Let's
really cool.
see.
I'll have to take a picture of it sometime. But yeah, it started off with my starters, and then now I have to catch it up to some of the more recent villagers that I have in my island. Like I have I have Julian Zucker, I have Anka on my island. Um, I have more of my favorites, and then now they're releasing more characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm happy to have Brewster again because that was one of my favorite mechanics in New Leaf is that you could work for Brewster. But I don't know if they're bringing that back.
Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of seems like they're going back to like what they did with Wild World and City Folk, where you basically go there to get a coffee.
And you can have coffee, and they can call villagers uh into your uh into the roost, and you can have coffee with them.
Yeah. Yeah, so I noticed that it said Wild World is my second favorite for now. New Horizons might change that though, and I like Pocket Camp, the mobile game, but I don't love it. He's asking me if I've ever played Pocket Camp. I personally haven't, but my sister has. Like, she plays it a lot on her iPhone, and I actually remember when there was a lot of people that were scared that New Horizons was going to get microtransactions. I actually like consulted my sister and like asked her, what could possibly happen, which they're not as far as I know. It was just that back then people were freaking out and thinking, "Oh no, Tom Nook's going to come at us with like one of those loot boxes and charge us a ton of money for like a golden shovel." Yeah.
Give me your bells.
Yeah. Give me the bells. uh what else Nick say? Brewster's great, but I'm just glad that Harv's back. I think for me, I'm just glad that they're giving Harv more things to do, like letting
I'm so happy that Harriet's back because Shampoodle was one of my favorite things I unlocked in New Horizons.
yeah.
Not New Horizons, in New Leaf. Sorry. Like, I'm just so happy that she's back. She's probably one of my favorite people in Animal Crossing. Well, people. One of my favorite animals in Animal Crossing.
Right.
And then having the well, no, because Able Sisters is in New Horizons. No. Being able to see them in the trailer is pretty cool. And then, like I already said, the introduction of some new characters I really enjoyed. And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, like yeah,
and
I
then,
also oh, go ahead.
and then the whole thing with Reese and what's his name?
Cyrus.
Cyrus, yeah, with the retail thing where you can customize your items again, but you can only customize it through them. And then Captain's back
Mhm.
with tours to go to special islands, which I think is pretty cool.
Yes, yes. I really
But
hope it's
then
like
again, it's
New
not
Leaf.
the same exact mechanic from New Leaf. That the one thing I liked about New Leaf is that when you traveled to the island, you actually had really cool activities that you could do when you go on
Yeah.
tours. Um, and they had the opportunity to earn medals and stuff like that, and so
Yeah, I
That was
mean,
fun.
I remember playing some of the island games, and that was fun. I guess for me, like, I was just like happy to hear when they said, oh, Captain will take you to islands, and you could find special flora and fauna. I just hope it's kind of similar to New Leaf, where if you go to these other islands, it seems like because I remember the bugs and fish and other creatures on that other island, New Leaf, they seem to when you go to sell them, you seem to get more bells out of them than if you just caught regular like fish and plants on the in the main town. So I don't know. Like for me, that was what made me happy to hear that Cap'n is coming back to New Horizons.
Hmm.
Yeah. So they said I think they added leaf tickets as an item with the special code you got from the mobile game, and you also said Harriet. So please correct me if I'm wrong, but I forgot. Did they bring Tortimer back? I think in the update they showed Tortimer
They
like
showed Tortimer in it. I forgot what he does.
yeah, I
But they
like
showed him in the update, and I think he's actually relevant to the game now, which I'm happy he's back.
yeah, because I remember when New Horizons was coming out, people thought he was. I think they were joking, but people were like, "Oh no, he's dead," because they saw like some kind of structure that
The
sort of looked
only
like a
person that's
tombstone.
The unfortunate thing is that the only person that's canonically dead in the Animal Crossing universe is Harriet. That's
Really?
why Daisy took over the turnip business, is because she's dead.
Wait. I don't. Do you mean Joan?
Joan. My brain is just scrambled. I don't know
Whoa,
why I said Harriet.
whoa, I'm
Hold on.
shocked. Really? Joan's dead?
Joan's dead. That's why Daisy took over the business. I actually have Joan's amiibo card,
Uh huh.
and I tried using it, and it
Uh
said
huh.
she can't come to the island right now.
Uh huh.
Everybody else can come to the island except for Joan. So
Oh.
unfortunately, she's canonically dead in the Animal Crossing universe. That's why I think Daisy and her name Daisy.
Excuse me.
Give me a second. No, that's not Daisy. Sorry, I lied. Did it mean Joan is dead or retired?
Let's see.
I remember hearing that she's dead.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
I'd have to look into that because, like, I assume that like Joan
okay,
was
no one is
retired.
officially dead. It's only a theory. Okay.
Oh, okay. These theories are grim. It's like first it's like like oh no, is Tortimer dead, and then
Daisy May. That okay.
yeah,
I
Daisy
got it
May is
wrong.
the replacement,
Daisy
the
May is
granddaughter.
the yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Nick said I'm going with retired until I get confirmation she's dead. And yeah, I mean, man, because like when I get like thoughts of like, oh no, a Nintendo character is dead, especially like somebody who's like a family member, I'm almost like, is this gonna be like another? Are you familiar with Mother 3, Caitlin?
no,
Uh, do you mind spoilers?
I don't mind.
Okay. Lucas's mom dies.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's considered like one of the most like tragic scenes in like a Nintendo game. Like I remember watching the gameplay of the fan translation, and I just remember feeling like super morbid. So part of me is just like, oh no, save Joan, save Tortimer. But yeah, it's just kind of me being a fan, just being like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Uh, Anywho, yeah. Have I ever told you how this Blood Moon Marco cosplay came to be, Caitlin? No. Okay, so I remember like being super into Star vs. the Force of Evil. I mean, I think as most people, I mean, I would say we were both really into the show even nowadays.
Yeah.
And I started going to conventions like back when I was working at like my college's newspaper, and my multimedia editor at the time was sent me to convention and was surprised I didn't dress up for one of them. And I guess she found out I was into Star because she asked me, "What about that Marco character you really like?" And I just remember being stunned, and I was worried people wouldn't. I think I was worried people wouldn't recognize me if I was just the red hoodie, like Mark with the red hoodie. There's nothing wrong with that. I've done the cosplay myself, but was concerned people wouldn't find that too recognizable. So I asked my sister if she could make a cosplay like this. And
Hmm.
the very first convention we went to where I was Blood Moon Marco was Anime Expo 2017, which is another really crowded convention. I think we waited like 2 hours to get into that super crowded convention. It just felt like they were trying to stuff an entire like city into that convention center. It was so crowded. But the good news was like I was actually really surprised how many people would like recognize me as Marco. I remember some people would like come up and ask to take their picture. There was another person who cosplayed as Marco with the hoodie. So yeah, it was like my very first like sort of time I went into cosplay. So yeah, I'm really thankful my sister came up with that, and because I was so surprised how many people recognized the costume. That's kind of what inspired me to change my YouTube channel into what it is now, where it's now known as Blood Moon Bobby. So yeah, so it's kind of like the power of cosplay, I guess.
Hmm.
Nick said, found your channel by chance because I was searching for Zelda's Breath of the Wild Blood Moon, but I'm glad I met you because you're so chill. Well, that's really nice, Nick. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm admittedly not really big into Zelda, mainly because I don't know. I can't figure. I'm not like very good at solving puzzles. So anytime if I do play those games, I have to have like my sister come and like assist me with, because like I would say I'm more of like the hack and slash shooter racer platformer kind of gamer, whereas my sister is more of the JRPG sort of gamer, and she's also like really good at Dark Souls. She beat the first game and is trying to get through the games Bloodborne and Sekiro. So, yeah, so I guess I was always like the guy who researches video game history, but my sister is the one who could beat those really difficult games. What genres of video games do you tend to like the most, Caitlin?
Personally, I like um well, I like games like Animal Crossing. I like story-based games, like multi-level like progression games where like you have to complete part of the story in order to get to the next part. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, I actually finished Bendy and the Ink Machine. I actually really enjoyed it.
Uh-huh.
I also like chaotic games like Untitled Goose.
Mm-hmm. Untitled Goose.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah,
The Five Nights at Freddy's series is pretty good. I just tend to not try to play that game at night.
I think I
The
could
worst
see
I've
why,
done
but yeah.
was play because I have Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have actually played it in VR. It's not too bad. It's just I refuse to actually play any of the nights in VR, even though yes, that's the main point of FNAF Help Wanted is to play it in VR. I just kind of refuse to. because
Well,
I because it's just too much for me.
yeah,
That
yeah, I could understand.
so I've been playing a ton of Sword and Shield recently, and then recently Pokemon Unite. I'm a Sylveon main, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when I do play Pokemon, the one Pokemon game that really seems to stick with me are I mentioned before the Diamond and Pearl games. My main was always is Piplup, who still to this day is my personal favorite Pokemon. I don't know, cause like especially in the anime, cause it's got such like it has that kind of it's a cute Pokemon, but it has that kind of proud and kind of cocky attitude, which I
Hmm.
always liked, especially how like crazy his like expressions could get, like when he's freaked out and that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, that's how I personally feel about Pokemon. And Nick said, and I suck at rhythm games too, which, yeah, the one rhythm game, this is the one Nintendo franchise that I always seem to have a problem with is Rhythm Heaven. Like, I just remember playing it once and I thought the game
Rhythm
was too,
Heaven's okay. I mean, then
yeah,
again, I have a little bit of a musical background to myself, so I'm kind of good at rhythm games, but I'm
I
not the
see.
best at them.
Yeah. So yeah, I think for me it's just that because I'm not like because I really like listening to music, but I'm just I stink when it comes to like trying to play piano. Man, I remember piano lessons when I was a kid. That was fun. So yeah, Rhythm Heaven just yeah, yeah, there's a reason I haven't picked that game up in like a really long time. But it's cool that you like it. It's cool that it does have its fans. I know that my sister is also really into Ribbon Heaven. So I think I figured since it's Halloween, I mentioned to you this before. Mentioned this to you before, Caitlin, of maybe talking about some of like our past favorite Halloween costumes, maybe our favorite Halloween specials and candy. What are some other characters you've cosplayed as for your past Halloween?
In 20, so last year I did Junko and Oshima. That's when Danganronpa decided to blow up out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
The year before I was actually Star for Halloween, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of my favorite outfits though that I've ever done is my Jack Skellington outfit, which I need to redo, uh, remake. I need to get a wig for the outfit, but he took a while to do. I started him in June and I didn't finish him until probably mid October.
I see. So yeah, yeah, because I haven't seen you cosplay as Jack Skellington, so I think it would be cool to
Let
see
me see
you.
if I can't find a picture. Because I also had Zero, which was pretty cool.
Mhm. It's probably Zero is actually my cousin and sister, one of their favorite Tim Burton dog characters. Do you ever notice that like in some of Tim Burton's movies, there's often like a companion that's like a dog, like Scraps from Corpse Bride or
Mm-hmm. Scraps and
Sparky?
Corpse Bride, Frankenweenie, and Frankenweenie.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, Sparky from
or his name is
Frankenweenie.
Sparky, I think.
Yeah,
And
or
then conveniently, there's a Sparky in WandaVision, but we're not going to talk about that. That's not important.
okay, yeah, and there's
um,
also Abercrombie from. Have you seen the short film Vincent?
I have.
Yeah, which I heard some consider a dog, and if you I don't know if this is pushing it, but it still like kind of counts in my opinion. All those the dogs that were in like Edward Scissorhands. You know how like he gives like all the fancy
Yeah,
haircuts.
all the haircuts.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just kind of something like I'm because like I'm a person that likes to study like the motifs of different directors. So that's always like something I noticed about like some of his movies is there's often a dog companion character.
I actually found a picture of my Jack Skellington,
Looks nice.
and then he was made out of an old purse. But my friend and I
Really?
actually, yeah, my friend and I actually went to Disneyland as Jack and Sally that year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks
We
great.
didn't. We coordinated to go as Jack and Sally, but we did not coordinate that we were gonna go for the year of the 25th anniversary of the Nightmare Before Christmas, and so we were
Oh.
stopped every 5 minutes to take pictures.
But hey, that's cool. Like, it's fun to
It was
get
really cool.
recognized.
And then we
Yeah.
also got our pictures taken by the Orange County Register.
Oh, wow. So you got in the
Mm-hmm.
paper?
And so if you actually look my name up on Google, one of the first links is to the because the reporter was actually taking pictures of all the new merchandise for the 25th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And so he ended up catching my friend and I, and he's like, "Hey, can I get a picture of you guys together?" And we're like, "Sure." And so got our picture taken. And so there's a picture. It's let me see if I can find it right here. So this is the picture that was taken.
Oh, so that was the one in the Orange County Register?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Of course, it's not letting me zoom out, but yeah. So we both had our picture taken. It was pretty cool. And then now we're forever on the internet as Jack and Sally. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any of the pictures that anybody took with me, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool to get published.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Unintentionally, but hey, it worked.
yeah, but yeah, that's still cool that like somebody from the OC Register was like, hey, could we like take your picture and you got put in the paper with your friend. I think that's awesome.
Most recently, I went to the red carpet premiere for the new My Hero Academia movie. And so Chris and I actually were on Funimation's live stream for the red carpet premiere, which was pretty cool. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was actually dressed up in a Star versus My Hero crossover outfit.
Oh,
And
I see.
after the movie, I actually got to meet Adam for the first time.
Adam MacArthur?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So I finally got to meet him, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, because I heard he's in, like, he does the dub for My Hero Academia, right?
yeah, he's the English voice actor for Trumpet, which is in one of the more recent seasons. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I've also gotten a selfie with him before. Did you just like kind of talk to him about like the character, and did you also like bring up Marco with him?
well, because I was dressed up as Star and Chris was dressed up as Marco.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we actually got recognized as Star and Marco, which was pretty cool. When we were sitting in the theater, he we were obviously sitting next to each other because we didn't want to separate because that's what friends do.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had two people sit we had a couple people sit next to us, and they're like, yeah, we want to sit next to Star and Marco. So we were recognized, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Star versus fandom lives on.
Yes. Yeah, that's so cool. Like, um, I don't know if I should like say this on a stream, but I've met Adam a couple times. But I will say I did meet him at Long Beach. I think it was Long Beach Comic Expo, and I heard that he was coming, but I had no idea where he was. So, me and my sister, we went down to the artist alley, just wondering where he was. And then, like, I turn around and he's like behind me, and he's like, "Bobby?" Which I was just like so stunned. I mean, because I knew he like knew my name, but like I was just kind of stunned that like we just kind of like bumped into each other as opposed to something like, oh, he's meeting a ton of fans. So yeah, he's a really chill guy. It's really awesome to have met Adam MacArthur. So yeah, I mean, I like.
And then I'm really excited that at LA Comic Con, Tom's voice actor is gonna be there.
Yeah, which I haven't met Ryder Strong yet, but are you excited to meet Ryder?
I'm excited to meet Ryder because I'm planning on bringing Star to LA Comic Con and Anime Pasadena,
Mm-hmm.
and I know Adam's gonna be at both. Ryder's gonna be at LA Comic Con, and then Moon's voice actor is gonna be at Anime Pasadena.
Oh my God! Yeah, so
So
Greg
I
Griffin.
get to meet Moon's voice actor as Star. And so I'm actually working on making some props right now. I need to finish them, but I am actually working on making Toffee's finger.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
So I actually 3D modeled it myself. I'm currently trying to cast it out of silicone and then make it out of resin, like I've been doing a lot of things.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, hopefully when I start going to conventions soon, I could get the chance to meet them as well. Especially because when I think Grey Griffin, like she's voiced like a ton of characters through the years. Like I could even think back to like my early childhood watching Clifford the Big Red Dog, and one of the first roles I saw her in was she played Emily Elizabeth in the Clifford series
Emily
from the early
Elizabeth is
2000s.
Daphne from Scooby-Doo.
Daphne, and then
Um,
Vicky from Fairly Odd Parents, Sam from Danny Phantom, Azula
mhm.
from Avatar.
Azula, yeah.
Probably one of her
Um,
most famous antagonistic roles, but still, it's
I'd
awesome.
have to say though, at I believe is LA, not LA, Long Beach Comic Con. When I met you, Uncle Iroh's voice actor was there.
Yeah, Greg Baldwin was there. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet him because it was the convention where the Invader Zim voice actors attended, and it was awesome. Like me, like
That
getting
was
to
so
see,
cool.
yeah, getting to meet Ricky Simons again, and getting to meet their
That
names are
yeah, that was my second
Richard
time meeting
Horvitz
Ricky
and
Simons again too.
yeah, and Melissa
Because
Fawn.
I previously attended Long Beach Comic Expo 2017.
Are you asking which one was the one they attended?
I, I think it was 2017 because that's when I cosplayed as Star for the first time.
Uh huh. And then
Um,
when we met, that was when you were cosplaying Eclipsa.
yes. And I
Yeah,
plan on bringing her back hopefully soon. I just need the budget that way I can make a new dress for her.
yeah. So,
Um, but I am planning on making a nicer dress for her soon. And then
hmm,
actually making a nice hat for her. I still have the wig that I originally have for Eclipsa. I plan on ordering a newer wig though for her. That way I can actually make it look nice and stuff like that. I'm currently working on styling Star's wig again.
hmm,
Um, but
yeah,
because it's mainly the bangs that the 2 points is what I'm having issues with.
hmm. But yeah, it's really cool that these conventions they give like opportunities for people to not just see these actors and even sometimes creators, but also like even going up to get to talk to them. I'm still stunned that like I've like me and my friends have had as many opportunities as we had like to even like interview them. Like I was shocked that like I was able to go up for camera and say, "Hey, can we interview you?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, sure." So, yeah, um So aside from Adam and the three Zim voice actors, who else? Which other voiceover actors have you met, Caitlin?
I have met. Oh gosh. Um. Well, those are probably the only voice actors that I've met, but I am currently in contact with Lilith's voice actor.
Yeah.
So I've actually commissioned. She's actually commissioned me to make her the battery shirt that I have for season 2 Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually has one of my shirts, and then Dana Terrace, the creator of the show, actually has one of my shirts. And then Sissy, Lilith's voice actor, sent me a thank you signed print, and so it's signed by her, the voice actor of Luz, and then Dana Terrace. So
Yeah, I remember they showed it off during that stream they had, which I'm so glad you sent that to me because I was looking for especially that quote where Dana Terrace said something about how the Owl
but
House wasn't getting
not
like
getting
merch.
merch, but
Yeah.
now Hot Topic is making Owl House merch. And I'm surprised that they made Owl House merch before Amphibia merch, but you know what? I'm not complaining.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I just hope that like maybe they'll get a chance for like Funko Pops, and I don't think they're gonna do this any.
Apparently, Amphibia and Owl House are supposed to be getting Funko Pops next year, which
Yeah,
is
which
interesting because of the whole Owl House getting canceled thing because it not fitting Disney's brand.
but I guess maybe because of fan demand, they're like, okay, sure, we'll come out with a few things. What I was hoping for, I mean, I don't think they'll do this, but the gamer in me is kind of thinking this would be cool, is if one day there was like a sort of Super Smash Brothers game where they put together all the characters from like the DTVA shows, like if there was a
Oh,
game where Star could fight Luz, like sort of like that Nickelodeon game that I've heard about, or Anne could fight, I don't know, Webby from DuckTales. Like their names are not coming to me right now, but that's like an example of like something I would, I would really like to see one of these days. And
yeah,
Chris mentioned something about VO of, how do you say it? Is it Juno of
Juno
Beastars?
from Beastars. Lauren Linda, I've met. I forgot I met them recently.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Juno's voice actor from Beastars. Uh, Keith Silverstein, the voice of Reinhardt from Overwatch. Um, uh, and that's the one that I said was Goheen. I forgot I went to con recently. What the? I almost met Bryce Pappenbrook. Almost met him, but his line was too long.
Um, but yeah, it's still cool that you've gotten the chance to meet all these people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just saying the stream, I don't like mind since this is meant to be more of a casual stream, so I'm cool with really talking about anything. I did have like some questions prepared, but only just in case we sort of ran out of things to talk about. So it's just yeah, I just try to be like as prepared as I can for anything. It's not like I live the life of somebody who studied public relations in college and I just feel like I, got to get this kind of stuff prepared. But yeah, so I know we talked a bit about like some of the Halloween costumes you've done, Caitlin. Some of mine just to kind of like just to talk a bit about the ones I've done. I actually did Dipper once. I even did like a video. This was back when I was doing like computer videos, so I did a video where I was in character as Dipper talking about like the newest like Apple computers at the time, and yeah, that was kind of weird, but at least I got to dress up as Dipper from Gravity Falls. Another time, I was the David Tennant version of the Doctor from Doctor Who back when.
Oh, I forgot. Actor wise, I've met Gibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean. That was at my first convention. I met Joe Keery. He was Steve from Stranger Things.
Uh
And then I met David Tennant at Disneyland
huh. Oh, really?
in 20, I think it was 2018. Yeah, I think because I no 2017 because that was the last year I had Disney passes. My friend and I were walking around Tomorrowland and we found a page on Instagram called Disneyland Celebs, and the picture was taken in California Adventure. And my friend and I were like, "What if he's in Tomorrowland right now?" And so we were looking around. Sure enough, we found him when we actually took a picture with him. He was so nice. He was there with his whole family.
Uh huh.
I forgot to take a picture with his wife because I totally forgot that she was the doctor's daughter.
Oh.
But that was probably one of the best moments of my life when that happened. I am going to hunt down a picture because I know I have a picture
I see.
right
But
here.
yeah, oh my goodness, that's awesome. Yeah.
That was so cool. That was probably like that was probably a really cool moment in my life was just meeting David Tennant.
Uh huh.
Especially that he played the 11th Doctor in Doctor Who. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I had to talk to him because my friend refused to talk to him, and I'm like, why don't you talk to him? She's like, I'll scream, and I'm like, you got a point there.
Yeah, and I'll be honest too. Like, I know that feeling of getting starstruck. Oh my God! Like, I just wonder because like when I've met, have you met Darren FC before, Caitlin?
I have not met Darren Nefsey or Eden Shear. I
Yeah,
want to meet them someday, but I don't know if that will happen because Darren and Eden both have kids now.
mm-hmm.
So
Well,
the only one that's really accessible is Adam.
I see. Yeah, because like
I mean,
I'll.
Fred also Chris. He's met Adam, Darren, and Fred Tasticore, aka the voice of Bullfrog.
Uh-huh. Oh wow, good for him.
Yeah, because he went to ToonCon the one year where Darren was there.
Yeah, yeah. In
Um,
fact, wait, was Chris, if you're still watching, was he at the ToonCon we were both at, and I think it was 2019? Because I remember I met Chris there, and I think he gave me that
in the
beach day
beach day
picture.
print. Yeah,
Yeah, but like I had no idea that Fred Tasticore was there. Like I just, was at a panel that Darren happened to be at the time. So, but yeah, that's still really cool that you got the chance to meet him. But yeah, I was just saying I mentioned Darren because I'll be honest, whenever like I got my chances to meet her, I gotta be honest, like my heart's like pumping like crazy. It's weird, even the
that
second
was
time.
me when I met Adam on well this past Tuesday. All that literally happened last Tuesday, and it's crazy to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Met
but
me
yeah,
with Cat at
at Long Beach
LBC.
Comic Con, we were talking about ToonCon.
I saw
I
Fred
saw
at LA Comic Con, which I've never been to LA
LA
Comic
Comic Con.
Con.
Okay,
But yeah, it's still really cool. I thought that Fred Tatascore was really funny as Buffrog
yeah.
along with Adam. So yeah, Chris, which convention did you meet Adam at? Because I mean, well, he could answer the question, but yeah, still, I could only imagine like if that's how I felt meeting Darren. I'm just like, what's gonna happen? I mean, this I don't know if this will ever happen, but as somebody that like follows like the computer industry, like I'm somebody that tends to follow at times what like Apple, Google, Microsoft does. I'm trying to imagine what would happen if I met like one of those like CEOs. Would I just have a heart attack? I even tried. It's like I'll be honest. I even tried emailing the Apple CEO Tim Cook once when I got this very computer because I heard he like responds to some emails or at least when he gets the chance, but I haven't gotten a response from him, which I'm fine with. I understand super busy. He must be really busy running Apple, but it's still cool like to get those kind of chances to like meet people in the industry. So Chris said Los Angeles Comic Con. Okay, so that was where he met Adam at. So, but yeah, I think it would be cool to see him again. Um, in terms of like the Halloween questions I got, I don't know if I asked you Lilith specific questions like as of late, Caitlin. I was wondering, do you think you know how spoilers for people who aren't caught up with Valhalla State? You know how Ida now has that harpy form?
Yes.
Do you think Lilith will get one when the show comes
She
back?
probably will, knowing how, I mean, it'd be really cool to see her in Harpy form. I've actually seen some fan art, and I actually have a it's on my Instagram. It's harpy. Someone drew a harpy version of Lilith, and so I'm actually planning on cosplaying as that version of Lilith, but that's gonna be a lot. But I believe that she probably has a harpy form too. It's just she hasn't been in tune with the curse as much as Ida has.
Yeah.
And Ida's actually, and in order for Ida to become Harpy Ida, she actually had to accept the fact that she's probably going to have this curse forever.
Right.
And so that's why she became Harpy Ida, is because she accepted the curse as part of herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm
And
just
so
wondering how that's gonna go. I imagine like Ida's gonna because I remember when Lilith started to have like those kind of curse symptoms in the episode with her mom. She was like, "Oh, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I put you through this." So I'm kind of wondering if like Ida's gonna have to be the one that like tells her, like, is she gonna trick her into eating? What were those cookies that Hootie had? Ida
oh
eat was it like
gosh, those were they were dusted with something, but Hootie made those cookies that caused her to fall asleep basically. But they also heightened dreams, and the only dream that Ida's had is of the curse. So
yeah. So yeah, so I'm kind of curious to see how that's gonna go. In terms of I guess we can get to this question. I've typed that now. What are some of your favorite Halloween specials and movies? It doesn't even have to be Halloween. It could just be creepy in general.
well, my favorite Halloween of all time, well, Halloween and technical Christmas movie of all time is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my two of my favorite Halloween time movies are gonna have to be Hocus Pocus and Scary Godmother.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was basically raised on those two movies, especially during the Halloween times. Halloween Town's really good too.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, Scary Godmother. That's one of those movies where I'm like, I always like tell myself, it's kind of like Hotel Transylvania, where it's like, I keep telling myself to watch it every year, but I always get like too caught up with stuff to check them out. Um, in terms of ones I've seen, I also saw. My dad tells me Nightmare Before Christmas was the first Tim Burton movie I saw, but it was when I was a really little kid, so I don't remember that first viewing. It wasn't until years later when my mom got me a copy of Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I just kept watching that movie like 100 freaking times, or just I was just obsessed. And so I think she was thinking, oh, okay, so my kid likes this director Tim Burton, which my mom isn't like a Tim Burton fan, but like she got me like a copy of Corpse Bride, and for me, I think Corpse Bride
Oh,
was
Fred's really good too.
yeah,
Can't
which
believe that movie.
yeah, because yeah, for me, I think Corpse Bride was what Nightmare was for like lots of other people. So yeah, in terms of other specials, I'd say I missed, I didn't get to see it this year, but I'd say one I watched like nearly Halloween would be It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, classic. I feel like for me, instead of seeing like movies that are dedicated to Halloween, there's also Toy Story of Terror that I saw years ago. I think for me, I generally see more creepy kinds of movies as opposed to those that are more Halloween specific. Like, I'm not like big into like horror, but I like movies that have that sort of creepy-ish atmosphere. So I think of movies like the two versions of the classic horror film The Fly, which I don't watch on Halloween, but it's, I would technically say those are like my two favorite horror films. Mostly because they go about as far as I could like handle it in terms of horror, and that they're not really jump scare kind of horror movies. They're more kind of creature design, like sort of those kind of movies and such. But yeah, what else is there like aside from Tim Burton movies? Which other Tim Burton movies have you seen?
I've seen Edward Scissorhands. I've seen Sweeney Todd. I've seen that one's a really good one, but scary. It's scary. Um, Sweeney Todd, Edward Scissorhands. I need to rewatch Sleepy Hollow. Oh gosh, I don't know if this was Tim Burton. Dark Shadows? Was Dark
Yeah, that
Shadows
was
Tim Burton?
Burton. Yeah.
Okay. I've seen Dark Shadows. Um, Frankenweenie.
Yeah, which I saw that one too. I thought that was pretty good.
Uh, um, I can't think of any more at the moment.
I see. But yeah, that's cool. Um, which ones have I seen? I finally saw both Pee Wee's Big Adventure and Beetlejuice. Have you
Oh,
seen Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen Beetlejuice.
yeah. I often come across people who have seen Beetlejuice. I mentioned Corpse Bride, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Nightmare Before Christmas. This is also one that Burton didn't direct, but
Oh,
he
and then Batman.
produced. Oh, you saw Batman?
I've seen Batman. I
Cool.
forgot Tim Burton did Batman.
Yeah, did both Batman and Batman Returns. And I was about to say he didn't direct this one, but he produced it. James and the Giant Peach, which was also done
That one was
by
good.
yeah the same guy who directed Nightmare Before Christmas. I've sorta, kinda seen Edward Scissorhands, and that I've seen enough clips online that like I basically saw the whole movie, like only with like a few parts. But even then, I've had like through like websites have kind of filled in the blanks in terms of like scenes I didn't get a chance to see. Maybe one of these days I'll watch the whole like thing straight through, because I really liked Edward's character. I thought he was like one of the most identifiable characters I've seen. Is from Burton, yes, but I mean in like movies in general. Um, I saw bits and pieces of Big Fish, which I think my sister saw Big Fish, because I remember she seemed to really like that movie. But yeah, those are the ones that I've seen. And since it's Halloween, I guess I figured I would ask this question. Did you go trick or treating much when you were a kid, Caitlin?
I did.
You did?
I went a lot. Um, we'd mainly go around the neighborhood, but there was times where we would actually like, because I was raised in the mountains, and so we'd actually go down the hill to some really nice neighborhoods that would give out full-size candy bars.
Uh, uh,
So
was it the those kind of candies where it's like the little like Hershey bar or the Hershey Kiss and that
yeah, the
kind of
little
stuff?
Hershey bars. We'd go test out different spots on like trick-or-treating trails and stuff like that. One year I remember we came with like half a pillowcase each filled with candy.
Use pillowcases to collect the candy?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then once our pillowcases were like a quarter of the way full, we'd dump them all in the one pillowcase, and we'd like divvy up the candy.
Mm-hmm.
Because we'd get, because I have two siblings, and so we'd all get three kids worth of candy. So we had a ton of candy at the end of the night.
Ooh,
I
sounds
actually
fun.
I actually went trick or treating last year. Um, as a 20-year-old, but I counted as free candy day, and nothing's wrong with trick or treating at the age of 20 something. So I mean,
Eh,
yeah, when I get older, I'm just gonna buy my own candy. But
but hey, there's nothing wrong with free candy.
right,
Right, yeah. What were some of your favorite candies to get?
I like Hershey's Kisses, Hershey's bars. I could have a couple Reese's or two. Um, Personally, I'm more of a fruity candy type, so
Mm-hmm.
I like Skittles, Starburst, candy called Mamba, um, Now and Later's, uh, Chewy Sweet Tarts. Those were good. Uh, Sour Punch straws. Probably definitely like the fruities were like the top tier, and then if I was in the mood for it, then like chocolaties, even M&Ms. I like M&Ms.
I
So,
see. Yeah,
and
that's
they're
cool.
still some of my favorites today. Like
Mm-hmm.
Skittles is definitely on the top. Especially I tried freeze dried Skittles recently,
Mm-hmm.
and they're literally like Skittles popcorn, which is interesting
Oh.
because when you dehydrate Skittles, they literally just puff up like popcorn.
Uh-huh.
So,
So that's something they sell in the stores?
off of Etsy.
Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, I kind of feel like I had almost like the complete opposite in terms of trick or treat because I didn't really go trick or treating much as a kid. I was just really shy. So much of the candy I got would just be like when I went to school, they would hand out like candy on Halloween. Like that was where I got much of my candy that year. I mostly did it for like the dress up. Um, I'm actually more of like a chocolate like kind of lover. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say I turned into young Willy Wonka, but I was always more of that kind of kid who was into like Hershey's Kisses, or Reese's is probably one of my favorites. The peanut butter cups, and especially, have you ever had a Reese's sticks?
Not yet.
Yeah, that's kind
I've
of
seen them. I sold I don't know how many today at Albertsons, but
oh
I've been meaning to try them.
yeah, because yeah, they're pretty good. Like for me, they're kind of like what I prefer over Kit Kat because I don't know, I just kind of like that sort of combination of chocolate peanut butter and the texture of the wafer, whereas Kit Kat has like chocolate in the wafer. I don't know, something about like adding that peanut butter, like for me, it really hits the spot.
Butter is always good. I just have to be in the mood for it.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had peanut butter M&Ms?
No. Are you referring to the peanut M&Ms?
Mm-mm, there's peanut butter M&Ms now.
Huh. Oh wow, I didn't know they made that. Is it kind of like
There's
the?
caramel M&Ms and there's peanut butter M&Ms.
Hmm, oh, I didn't know that. Is the peanut butter? Are they kind of like the? I haven't had these. Those. What did they call them? They're kind of like the Reese's version of M&Ms. Do you know what I'm referring to? They were used in ET.
They're literally just peanut butter filled M&Ms.
I see. So, but
So yeah, I could compare it to a Reese's.
yeah, I'm just trying to remember because Reese's also has like their form of it's sort of like an M&M. Man, what is it called? Like I remember they
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Reese's Pieces. Yeah, they yeah.
Except those are like shell and peanut butter. The peanut butter M&Ms are shell chocolate peanut. Uh, One of my guilty pleasures is I literally just finished off my last one. I kept them in this container. The candy cane, uh, Hershey's Kisses.
Oh, I see. Oh wow.
Those
Did they?
ones are really good.
Yeah. So you were able to get them
I was
like.
able to get a bag. I'm probably gonna end up getting another bag tomorrow.
I see. Yeah, so I'm kind of debating if I should start listening to like not to judge anybody, it's just that I try not to listen to Christmas music like way too early because if I like
My
start
friend,
listening, huh?
my friend, I'm gonna call her out. She starts listening to Christmas music starting in like January, and she'll listen to Christmas music throughout the whole year. And I'm like, ma'am, Halloween, not Christmas. Can we listen to Halloween music, not Christmas music? And she's like, no.
Jeez.
I'm
Yeah.
like, but it's Halloween right now. She's like, and I'm like, Christmassy Halloween music you can listen to, right? It's the Nightmare Before Christmas
Yeah, since it's
because
kind
it's
of
both
both,
movies.
yeah, Halloween and
But
Christmas.
she was listening to like, "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch" in the middle of July, and I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I mean, granted, yes, Christmas in July is a thing, but
Yeah, cause like for me, like it's for me, it's my problem is if I start listening to Christmas music way too early, then I just get kind of burned out by the time December 25th comes, cause I'll have gone for like all the Christmas tunes on like the radio station I listen to or Apple Music, and by the time December 25th comes, if I listen way too early, then I'm already back to listening to whatever like 80s or 90s song I like to listen to on a regular basis. So it's weird. It's like that sort of thing where it's like I'm super hyped because I haven't listened to these songs all year long, but I don't want to start too soon, or else I'm gonna get kind of like burned out and tired of these like songs. It's kind of like listening to a new song for the very first time. Like, do you get that, Caitlin? Where it's like you listen to a cool song for the first time and you want to like put it on repeat all day long, but by the next week it's okay, whatever. I'll listen to it once, and it's like
that was the Delta Chapter 2 soundtrack.
huh.
I just found myself for like a week just listening to it on repeat, and then the next week I'm like, I kind of don't want to listen to it right now. And then the week after that, I'm like, I kind of want to listen to this one song.
Mm-hmm.
Puts it on loop for a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I need to take a break.
Yeah.
The one song I'll never get over is the Blood Moon Ball
Right.
Waltz. The Blood Moon Waltz. That's probably one of my favorite songs that I can never get sick of.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. So trying to think. I'm probably gonna have the chat on. Like, do you mind for a couple more minutes? Because I I gotta hit the hay soon because I've got remote work tomorrow. Yeah, it's kind of but it is cool that like we did get to talk a bit about like Animal Crossing, especially since I haven't gotten to ask you like which Animal Crossing games you've played, and um I'm kind of like getting ready for the update. It's actually more so I'm trying to like play the game a lot more and do a lot more customization because I admittedly don't. I'm not really a customization kind of player. I mostly play Animal Crossing for like the character interactions or discovering something kind of weird or trying to catch every fish or every fossil. So I've done things like I've built like an Olympic park and a playground and a racetrack on my island, which is still a work in progress, but I have been trying to get more out of the game lately. What have you built?
Currently, I have two orchards with which have all the fruits. I have a field of flowers popping out of nowhere and just getting in a space that you don't want them to be. I have a designated spot for all the flowers. I have a little hedge maze, which I'm gonna make a little bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little cafe, like I said. It's like a little like entertainment plaza thing, which is pretty cool. And I designed a dress to look like Brewster because he wasn't in the game yet. So I have a little
Mm-hmm.
stand that has like a little coffee grinder and stuff like that. With a dress that has Brewster's face
Uh-huh. Oh, that's nice.
looking like he's running the little stand. I have a little thing for surfboards, which I'm probably gonna change out to like pumpkins for fall, and there's like a little for sale sign. Um, I have the beach set up with towels and stuff like that. I have a solar panel on one side of my island for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have pathways that I'm currently working on. I'm currently working on removing all the fencing on my island and replacing it with the spooky iron fencing, which has pumpkins in it,
Mm-hmm.
which I really like. So,
Have you gotten the chance to do some more Halloween related things in the game?
I have the spooky furniture. I don't have it from obviously the most recent update because I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if any more spooky furniture has been released. But I have like a whole spooky themed room in my house, I believe, because I did the Halloween event last year.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, though, one event that I was looking forward to doing that I ended up not doing this year was the Mario Day thing,
Oh yeah.
which you could get warp pipes and you can actually set them up to where you warp from one side of your island to the other side of the island, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Another mechanic that I miss in from New Leaf to New Horizons is the fortune cookies.
Oh yeah. I don't think I got that either.
The Because in New Leaf you're able to buy a fortune cookie and then bring it to Timmy or Tommy, and they actually said, "Oh, you got this. You got the red shell. You got a question mark block," because they did collaborations with like the different Nintendo games. They had Majora's Mask from Zelda. They had a whole Mario set, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
They had uh one of the carts from Super Mario Kart. Um, from Mario Kart, not Super Mario Kart. They had an arcade machine. It's got Mario and Luigi on it.
Mm-hmm.
They have Yoshi's egg, and then when you interact with it, it says Yoshi. They have a bullet bill thing where when you like click on it using your character, a bullet bill comes out, which is pretty
Oh.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a whole like Mario collaboration, just like they did with the Mario Day thing. It's just they didn't have the cool thing like the warp pipe where you can warp between two spots in your town, which I find pretty helpful. Because especially my house is all the way at the back corner of my island, so I
Mm-hmm.
have all of my villagers lined up right behind the event plaza thingy, and then I have my uh, town hall or like front and center along with Able Sister, the museum, Able Sisters, and uh, Nook's Cranny. I don't think that's the name anymore. And I think it's. And anyways, I have it all set up like that. I have a nice little setup to my island that I like, currently like. That's why I don't want to demolish it because I like how it's set up. And currently, I have it to where I can't really have any weeds grow in my town because I have so much floor coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just decorated my town with trees because Isabel says I need more plants and more green edge in my town, and I'm like, ah. So I basically have a stick farm now,
Okay.
so I can just get a lot of sticks, and I have a pumpkin patch in front of my house. Yeah.
So, yeah, that sounds really cool. So, yeah, I think it's getting up to that time now where I'm gonna have to head off. But yeah, it's been really fun. Talking about like Halloween and like related specials and Animal Crossing. Like like I was pleasantly surprised to get a chance to talk about the Animal Crossing games. Especially since I don't think we've gotten the chance to talk about it on a stream before. So so I'll end things off here. So thank you, Caitlin, for coming on.
No problem.
Yeah, yeah, it's been really good.
Anytime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so for anybody else watching, or if you're watching in the future, if you want to check out Caitlin's Instagram, it is linked down below in the description. You also like the stream, please subscribe to the Blood Moon Bobby YouTube channel and give it a like. And until next time, this has been Caitlin and Blood Moon Bobby, and we'll see you all later. So yeah,
Bye.
bye. See you, Caitlin. It's been fun.
It's been fun. Thank you for having me again.
Mm-hmm. Anytime.